Hey guys, and welcome back to Social Studies. We are in section 2, and we've been talking about the United States of America. And as we continue talking about the United States, we're going to be talking about mapping the United States. How do you map the United States? So, where is your state in the United States? Do you live close or far from the ocean? Are you in the western or eastern part of the country? A map can tell you the answer to these questions. A map shows different places on Earth, including the United States. A map of the United States can show you the borders of the country and all 50 states. You can figure out where your community is located in the United States by using a map. First, find the state you live in. Then, find the area where you live within the state. So, we did this last time by going to Google Earth. And when we clicked on Google Earth, we were able to bring up the Google Earth app. And the Google Earth app will allow you to visualize or see what the Earth looks like and what our country looks at like as you zoom into it. So as I bring this up, I just want to push you guys to do it as well. So go to Google, type in Google Earth, and then when it comes up, you'll see this little thing that says Launch Earth. And you don't want to launch Earth into orbit further than where we are, because then we'll fall out of orbit. We'll get further away from the sun, and that would be really bad because we'd get cold. So just launch Google Earth. Don't launch the whole Earth. That'd be an interesting time. So once I launch this, it's going to load up. I'm going to let that load while I talk some more. But let's go into like that idea. So maps can help us find other states in the country. So on the map, can you find New York? Can you find Florida, Illinois, South Dakota, Arizona, and California? So when you look at this map here that they gave us, can you find those states on this map? So let's say we live in New Jersey, which you can find right. Hold on, I gotta find my pen. Let me get my pen. Boop. So you can find New Jersey right here. Now, what about California? Can you find California? We're on the East Coast. California's on the West Coast. There it is. Can you find Minnesota? Minnesota would be right up in the northern section. Can you find Texas? Yeah, Texas is in the south. So now you start looking at it and you say, oh, this is like the cardinal directions: north, east, south, and west. Never eat soggy waffles, unless if they're soggy because you gave them a bunch of syrup. I like syrup. So when we're thinking about the map, we're trying to decide, can we keep track of the Earth based on where we live in our planet, and then where we live in our continent, and then where we live in our country. So I don't know why this thing's taking so long to load. Maybe because I'm making a video, maybe because I have too many tabs open. You guys used to yell at me in class a lot for all my tabs. That's what my brain looks like. I have so many things going on. It's making me crazy. So it's loading. And as it loads, let's just zoom out a little bit. So the reason I like Google Earth is because it's not just a picture. It's not just a map. So when we go into TCI and we see this map that they gave us, that's like just a drawing of our country. But when we look at this, this is a picture from the satellite that's flying over Earth. So the satellite's flying over Earth, and you can see all the borders and things on there. So they said, can you find New Jersey? And then can you find your country, your county or your city within New Jersey? So yeah, you can. And if you're struggling to, click over here on search and search your community. So let's say that you live in Blackwood. You can search Blackwood and it'll zoom right in on Blackwood. So don't hesitate to search a little bit here and see if you can find things. You can even put addresses in here. So you can put your address and find yours. And that allows you to search your community. So That brings us to the next part. It says, whoa, um, maps have a compass rose to show you the cardinal directions, because you could have a map, and let's say that you were to have this map up right now. It's showing you that north is not directly up, because north is going to go a little bit this way at an angle. And the reason that is because the North Pole would be up here in this section. So no matter where you are, north is going to always face that northern pole of the Earth. So the United States is not necessarily like sitting perfectly straight on the Earth. It's a little bit crooked. So your states aren't less necessarily lined up like perfectly straight up and down like this. You can kind of see like New Jersey's kind of like tilted. I don't know which way I'm supposed to do this. So New Jersey's kind of tilted, and then you go to California and it's tilted this way. So you're like, well, how's that? Well, because Earth is on a sphere or a circle, like a ball, and everything's kind of pointed in. So it's all pointing up towards the North Pole. So let's check this out. It says, the cardinal directions, which are north, east, south, west. Never eat soggy waffles. You can use the compass rose to find out if your state is to the east or west of the Mississippi River. So the Mississippi River is right here next to Mississippi, and we are to the east of the Mississippi River, because you can see the E is on this side. I can't point because the camera's backwards, but it's on this side. So here's the Mississippi River, and we are on the east side of the Mississippi River. So that brings us to maps also use symbols. The map key tells you what the symbols represent. For example, some maps have a star on them. The map key tells you that the star represents a capital. So if you take a look here, U.S. capital, there it is. It's Washington, D.C., and it's between Virginia and Maryland. So when we see this key, this is the map key, and it gives us an idea of what the symbols represent. And then you have a map's scale. A map's scale shows you distance. It can tell you how far places are from each other. On the map of the United States, you can use the scale to figure out how many miles South Dakota is from Arizona. So South Dakota right here, Arizona down here, you can use the map scale, which is this, and you can use, like, let's say a pencil or a ruler, and you take it and you put it on your screen and you measure it. So let's say I was to like take a piece of paper and I was to write on this post-it note. I'm drawing a line where I have the 0, and then I'm drawing a line where the 500 is, and that's 500 miles. So I just copied the line that was on my screen for 500 miles. Now I'm going to go from South Dakota, and I want to see how much of that, actually, the tip of South Dakota and the tip of Arizona are exactly 500 miles according to this. So, that's how you would use it, but you can't see what I'm doing because the camera's like in this computer. But there you go. You can use reference to this scale. There you go. So now you will learn about famous places in different states. You can use the map's tools to find out which direction you have to travel in order to get from each place and how far they are from each other. So here it says, read section 1. The 50 states in section 2. Mapping the United States. Then follow these directions. First, it says, label the compass rose. So we're going to take our text box, we're going to bring it down to the compass rose, and we're going to label it. So here is the compass rose. So this arrow is compass rose. So the compass rose shows us our cardinal directions, and I labeled it on that line. Next, label the map key. Where's the map key? If you said it's on the bottom, you're correct. Here's the map key. Map key. Next, we're going to label the scale. So the scale is the sizing or the distance meter. It's like a ruler that shows us how far distances are on the map. So here is the scale. Next, it says find your state on the map and outline it. Outlining is going to be using this marker thing, this pen, and we're going to come down here and try to outline the best that we can. Using a mouse can be tough, but do your best. So I just outlined New Jersey. Now it says find your community in your state. Draw a dot. This is really difficult because our state is tiny on this map. But there's the dot. It's kind of like, remember last time we talked about it, it was like right underneath that little V that goes inside of New Jersey, and it's right there because Pennsylvania is right on the other side of the border. So there you go. And that's pretty much it for that. So find your community and draw a dot. Now that you have that done, you're going to click Turn In underneath of me right there. And once you have it turned in, you are done with social studies. Great job. I'm impressed. Vomit.